Hello everyone, and welcome back to another MU Engage training video. Today, I'm going to be taking you through how to create an event in Engage. The first thing you're going to want to do is navigate to your group. From here, you'll want to click Events, which is over here as well as over here. In the top right corner, you'll click Create Event. You will see these asterisks next to these. These are the mandatory fields that have to be filled in. I should note that all of this can be changed at any time after making it. You also can save as a draft to go back and edit as well. The first thing you're going to want to do is put the name of your event. You also put the description here. You also have the ability to use HTML detailed text as your description, if you please. Event types are the way that users can search for certain events depending on the type. Typically, groups will use group business, learning, fundraising, but you'll use whatever fits best for yours. You can only choose one of the type for tags. You can choose as many as you want. You'll see here that there are quite a few different options. Down here is the event coordinator. So this is whoever is creating it. You also have the option to import team members. We don't typically recommend this unless there's a reason that they're not listed as an officer. So technically I would leave this as this. For this right here, only the event coordinator and officers of the host group added as team members can manage this event. Doing this will lock out you from it. So I would recommend staying away from this setting. How do you want your attendees to contact you? They can do that by either sending whoever the event coordinator is an email or the chat feature up here. Down here, you'll see the start and end date. If you scroll down, you can put this is where. So on campus, off campus, online only. Here is where you can put the location of the event. But if you want to be specific, if you drop down address, if you put in the specific address, it will bring up a Google map for them that they'll be able to click on and it will take them to it. The MU, who can see the event location? This can either be everyone, people who are logged on, or the location to the people who are registered. If you want to push to the MU events calendar, Engage has that feature. It's an automatic setup. There's two settings. The first one is here, who can see the event location. That will need to be everyone. And then who can see the event location down here will also have to be everyone. If those two settings are set as everyone, then it will push to the MU events calendar and you will not need to put it in yourself manually to the calendar. Display map on registration page is this map right here. Here is the meeting link. So here is where you can put in your Zoom link, your Teams link. If you don't have one for whatever reason, if you click that, this video conferencing link, you can create one from right in here. It will attach there as well. The photo and flyer, we always recommend uploading a photo or a flyer for each event as it catches the eye. You'll see here what those dimensions are. So follow those. If you scroll down, you'll see that you can add more details. If there's food provided at your event, you can specify that there. Scroll down, this is access and display options. So this is who is allowed to come to your event. I should note that everyone in University of Missouri MU Engage users only are the same thing. Currently, the only people using Engage are University of Missouri users. So without those credentials, they won't be able to access majority of these. So these mean the same. Group members would be the members of your group. If you wanted to do some, you can select certain users. You also can do tag users that fits best for you. So on and so forth. You see quite a different different options here. You can invite people, officers only. So you can really lock it down to what fits best for you guys. Who can see the event? Again, who can see this event as it is posted when they go to the events feature. Your event will populate there if it is for everyone or for logged on users. If you scroll down, here we get to our registration options. You have the option to have a couple different options of RSVP. For whatever reason, if you want to let 10 of a certain group, 10 freshmen, 10 sophomore, 10 junior, you have that option here. You can create another registration option. The name that you would want it to be, price, you'll put 0 in this because there is no money done on MU Engage. So you have a couple different options there. If you scroll down, you can do registration, open and close. So you can manually have it open at a certain time and manually close at a certain time. Something that I think is important to note, that if you are doing a closed date, if you are wanting to accept walk-ins to your event the day of or after your event, I would not set a closed date. This will prohibit people from being able to access it. So if you want anyone and everyone to come to your event and you don't really need to know a certain number or have a lockdown number prior, then I would leave this closed open. But if you are trying to lock it down to a certain amount, then definitely use that. You have the option for attendance limit. So say my attendance limit is 50 people. The amount of tickets per attendee, you'll want to be 1. If you want 2 tickets per, you can do that as well. But just know that this would be 1 for the amount of tickets you're giving per person. You have RSVP not attending. This will notify officers of the group if someone's not available to attend. You can send a reminder email. So this can go up into an hour before, 7 days before. Here you can customize, put whatever you need here. Don't forget a pencil, whatever you want. And then you can preview it to see what it would look like. If you go down to here, this is a confirmation email. So this would be sent once people RSVP for the event. You can display a list of attendees too. Ticket cover you don't really need to worry about. Feedback requests, this is a great one because this allows you to kind of send it out after the event to collect thoughts or whatever fits best for your group, whether it be a form, survey. This can be sent up until 48 hours after the event or right at the event that it is scheduled to end in MU Engage. This can be sent to all the people who are registered to the event or the people who were checked into the event. Note that this must be a form or survey that lives in Engage. This is an Engage survey or form. So one of those has to be sent, and then you can add whatever custom content that you would want on it as well. If you go down here, this is our attendance tracking options. This is the check-in, check-out feature that we use on Engage. If you want to activate multiple check-ins, you can do that. So every time someone checks in, it's going to create a new registration for them. This activates self-checkout. This will allow students or users to check themselves out using the QR code or from the kiosk once they scan it. So if you are wanting to track if people are staying for the duration of your events, you would want to activate this. The activate RSVP at the door. This just means that people who did not already previously RSVP to the event will be able to be both RSVP'd and checked into the event so that you can track it. Click here, it says check-in method for kiosk. Always use allow both methods. That just means that if for whatever reason you can't use just the QR code or for whatever reason you can't swipe people in, you have other options as well. Down here, you have the option to add more questions and slots. So these are the questions. These are not always put out. So RSVP is typically someone just clicking register and then they're registered. But if for whatever reason you need to collect information from them prior to the event, you can do that. So you'll see that none of these are active and none of these are required. But if you want it, you really don't need first name and last name because all of that information is already going in to MU Engage. It's already tracked in there. If you go down here, you can see your graduation, work title, city, state, yada, yada, yada. There's quite a few different ones that you can do. But for whatever reason, maybe you wanted to ask a question, the text being, you can do a checkbox, you can do a drop-down menu, dates, slots, single file, multiple uploads. This is very similar to our forms. So say the text is, what? Doing this will then, this question will then populate. They will have to answer this question before their RSVP is tracked. What's important to note is that you will need to make this you don't have to make it a require, but you do have to make it an active question. So make sure that none of these questions will show. If any of these or any of the ones that you add, you can add as many as you want as well. Those slots, by the way, you can do that. And those were times that people can sign up if maybe you want people to come through to your event, or maybe you're doing a workshop, you can do slots as well. If we scroll down, you also can delete these if they don't fit best. If you scroll down to where we were previously, you'll see here there's speakers that you can add, sponsors, if there's any sponsors to your event for whatever reason. You can do a URL redirect right after they click the register button. If for whatever reason this is a parent event, you can select other events that go with it. With these parent events, they kind of go hand in hand. So one event to the next, you could do that. So if it was a series of workshops, if they RSVP for one, you can make a setting to that automatically RSVPs them to these other events as well. Don't need to worry about that. You won't have to worry about a waiver, but you can allow it. This school has not created any of those, so ignore that. You can co-host an event. I think this is really important. You can co-host with all of these different group types you see right here. If you drop down, there'll be all of the sports from Mizzou Rec, all the different student organizations. You can co-host your event with another group. What is very, very important is that there is communication between you and your group with other leaders, officers of the group that you're wanting to co-host with. We do not monitor that. We do not check on the co-host. So it's super, super important that you're reaching out and having communication that says, hey, we'd love to co-host with you on their event. Get their feedback. If they agree, the group does, then you can go forward with co-hosting, but there must be some prior communication. You cannot just co-host with any group whatsoever. You can create an event template if maybe you want to, not all of these settings that I have gone through will be on there, but it is an option so that some of them will carry over. You won't have to do it as much. Some of the settings that carry over will be access to display and so on. So once you have completed all of this, you can click create event. Oh, sorry, I'm over here messing it all up for you guys. We'll click create event. And now our event has been created. You can go into it, see all of the settings. If you need to edit it at all, you can do that. Go back to where we came from. And that is a large, brief, quick run through of how to create an event. So here is our homepage. Again, if you have any questions at all, feel free to check out this managing your group. This is a lot of great training videos to look through. Join the Engage Admin Club. We're constantly posting new training videos and resources on there as well. And then if you have any questions at all, please email the engage@missouri.edu email, and we will get back to you. And please make sure to keep your eyes out for any more training videos. Thank you.